Thank you for joining us in our continued conversation on CHEA's formation and development. I'm here with Judith Eaton, CHEA's President Emeritus, to talk with her about CHEA's development and growth. I'm eager to hear more about CHEA's influence and impact on policy, as well as the development of CHEA's database. Hello, Judith, and thank you for being with us.
Jahan, hello, and thank you very much for having me.
Talk about how CHEA's influence and impact grew over time.
I think our influence grew through our availability as a national resource. There was no other national organization focused on accreditation, and we took advantage of that niche, if you will, to provide information, to provide a voice, to reach out to government, to associations, to institutions, and to accreditors, and they began responding. It didn't happen overnight. It took time to develop this. We commissioned research, papers, opinion pieces. We continued to build out our website as a source of information, and remembering all the time that we were fortunate in the sense that we didn't have any competition. No other organization in the United States was doing what CHEA was doing.
What inspired the creation of the CHEA database of accredited institutions and programs in 2003?
There wasn't any such thing. There was no database, no centrally located information about all the accredited institutions and programs available in the United States. There was a print document, but even back then, and we started the database in 2003, even back then, we were moving toward digital and making that available online. So we began working with the accrediting organizations for information about all of their accredited institutions and programs, made that available to higher education, to our members, to students, chambers of commerce, internationally.
Please talk a little bit about the 2007 negotiated rulemaking accreditation and the 2008 reauthorization of the Higher Education Act.
The 2007 negotiated rulemaking, the federal government wants to change its rules governing accreditation, and the federal government's required to consult with various constituencies when it does that. We perceive to be a difficulty. We found it a difficulty because there was a very strong effort for the government to set the standards for judging student learning outcomes. And I was on the negotiated rulemaking committee at that time and was very much opposed to the government taking on this role. Rather, CHEA was supporting strengthening the accrediting organization's role in doing this. It was very contentious. It was very difficult. They tried to throw me off the committee. They invited me to leave and I didn't go. But we were very concerned about that. We didn't want to see the shift in judging quality. And similarly, in the reauthorization, steps were taken that gave government influence a more powerful presence in accreditation, and we were perturbed that this would undermine the independence of our colleges and universities through undermining the independence of accrediting organizations.
CHEA is recognized internationally as an expert of accreditation in the U.S.
Yes, we've been very fortunate in our work. For example, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, identified CHEA early on as the competent authority on U.S. accreditation.
The CHEA initiative was launched in 2008. Can you tell us more about the initiative and why it was launched and what its goals were?
We started the CHEA initiative following the 2008 reauthorization of the Higher Education Act, the federal law governing higher education and to some extent accreditation. We were very concerned coming out of that reauthorization that the federal role in accreditation was growing and that the federal government was becoming more and more engaged in defining quality, especially what happened to students, student achievement or student learning outcomes. We thought that was the province of colleges and universities and accreditation. So we wanted to reaffirm that independence. We wanted to be even stronger advocates for the worth of accreditation and its credibility. And we wanted to provide leadership in saying to the accrediting and to the higher education community, folks, we need to be doing more here about accountability and about student achievement.
CHEA has launched the CHEA International Quality Group. Please talk about the reason for it, the development of it, and its acceptance internationally.
CHEA has been engaged internationally in some way since its inception, but around 2012, looking at the international higher education and quality assurance landscape, it was very, very clear that anything we could do working with other countries to coordinate, to share, to move forward on key higher education and quality assurance issues was very, very important. So we brought together all of our prior international efforts into the CHEA International Quality Group, established an international advisory council, established a regular annual meeting, developed an opportunity for the creation and carrying out of expert groups and publications. This was a time when issues such as public accountability, greater access, equity in higher education were increasingly important. And this was a time when more and more accreditation and quality assurance bodies around the world had started to work together, and we wanted to help with that. There was another really critical reason, and that was we're from the United States, and the United States has the oldest, most developed system of higher education accreditation and quality assurance in the world. And that gave us a certain authority. That's good in a way, but it's not good in another way. A big part of the International Quality Group was to tell our colleagues around the world that we wanted to be partners. We wanted to work with them. We didn't want them to see us as somehow or another standing apart or candidly trying to dominate. So we were a partner, a convener, a forum. That has always been the emphasis of the Quality Group.
Judith, I just want to thank you. You are truly an inspiration and truly a pioneer for higher education as it relates to accreditation. And I'm so incredibly proud and so honored to sit here with you and to just learn so much about what you've accomplished and how you've truly moved the needle. And I and everyone watching appreciates that so much.
Thank you, Jahan. You were most kind and generous.
For more information on higher education, quality, and accreditation, visit the CHEA website at chea.org. Our website is Accreditation Central.